This is my audience, my friend, and
Hey,
my
girls.
cousin.
And my boyfriend.
Okay. What is culture? What is culture? Culture, according to multiple online sources that I've read, to my understanding, is shared beliefs, values, language, and social practices in a group or community. When we hear the word culture, not all of us think of the definition, but rather different kinds of cultures. We think of Mexican culture, American culture, Asian culture, or more. These are all common and well-known answers. Today's speech is on deaf culture, which is not as well recognized. Deaf culture, like all other cultures, has its own forms of identity within the community, language, and beliefs. When most hearing people hear the word deaf, we think of hearing loss. But in the deaf community, identity is much greater than that. In the deaf world, there is lowercase d deaf and capital D deaf. According to the National Deaf Center in 2025, lowercase deaf refers to the physical condition of hearing loss, and capital deaf refers to being culturally deaf. Not every deaf person in the deaf world is culturally deaf. In 2000, Carol Patton, in Maureen Adams' edited book, claims that those who identify as culturally deaf usually resist integrating into the hearing world and embrace deaf culture completely. Both sources claim that environment, exposure, and personal choice affects an individual's decision. Which brings me to language. Language within the deaf community is sign language. Physically and culturally deaf individuals all share the belief that sign is the most effective form of communication. There are multiple regional dialects to sign, such as British Sign Language, Native American Sign Language, and in the US, ASL, or American Sign Language. Like identity, language varies based on an individual's environment and exposure to the language. In 2019, linguists Jamie N. Fisher, Jean Miras, and Donna Jo Napoli in Sticky Taboo Topics in Deaf Communities claim that 96% of children who are deaf are born into hearing families and don't have adequate resources to learn sign. This can be a struggle later in the deaf community, as ASL is the key marker of deaf culture membership. But this is not a struggle in terms of deafness, because not all individuals who are deaf claim to be culturally deaf. Some individuals' main form of communication is spoken language despite their hearing loss, or some individuals are bimodal, which means that they both sign and speak. Whether an individual signs or not, in the deaf community, and especially deaf culture, deaf people share the common belief that ASL is a human right and is important to the community. The human right of sign is not the only belief in deaf culture and to the community. They have a common and collective belief that there's a responsibility and a need to support when providing resources for deaf children. They also believe that decisions on deaf lives need to involve deaf people, and they also believe that terminology matters. They are against words such as hearing impaired, deaf mute, deaf and dumb, because these can apply negative meanings which can negatively impact deafness. Deaf culture also revolves around identity pride and avoiding assimilation to hearing norms. To wrap things up, deaf culture is just like any other culture. It has its own forms of identity, language, and beliefs. Deaf culture shouldn't be known for hearing loss, but rather its pride and strong sense of community and support for one another. I hope after this speech, when someone mentions the word culture, you can add one more to your list and that deaf culture becomes more recognized among the hearing world.